All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Machak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. I just want to go into this quick topic. All right, it's not going to be a long video. Lord willing, I might come back. All right, and go more in depth. Okay, but concerning gradualism, all right, and silent weapons. Okay, and the silent weapon, because recently, or not recently, but lately, if you've been noticing, there've been a lot more of these so-called outages, okay, or of these whether it's like a Google shutdown, all right, or a blackout here, okay, or internet down here, or all these different things that they've been happening, but now it's happening more and more frequently, okay, and that's showing you that Esau is what he's pushing. Okay, he's pushing closer and closer to that time where he's about to just shut it down. Okay, because what he's doing is he's twisting it. All right, testing the squeeze to see how far he can get before he has to snap down. To see where the limit is for these people if they're ever gonna wake up. All right, but let me start with this precept. This is Micah chapter 2 verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." All right. And as of right now, those who are doing this are the elite of these Edomites. Okay. They devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. All right. They have meetings, Bilderberg meetings and all that. And they come together. Okay. And then they come up with plans. They come up with new ways to try and push for their new world order. Example being Georgia Guidestones. Okay. Agenda 2030, Agenda 21. All those different things, these are all wicked, all right, devices that they have devised, okay, in the sense of trying to bring forth that new world order, okay, out of wickedness and bloodshed, okay. So it says, and work evil upon their beds, because guess what? Because at the end of the day, when Trump comes out, or when a president comes out and signs a certain legislation, or comes out with a new bill, or Congress passes a new law, or whatever the case may be, guess what? It really comes from the higher ups, because these politicians that you see going around, man, in the pyramid, okay, they're not at the top, okay, they're somewhere around the middle somewhere, man, okay, and it's a whole chain, all right, and they get their orders from those at the top, which are these elites, okay. Now, why you would say why in the world would Trump take orders from Esau or whatever the case may be? Esau, they're both Edomites. But why would Trump be taking orders from these elites and all that? Well, guess what? The U.S., okay, the U.S. right now and other countries is in debt to the Federal Reserve, okay? Because guess what? There's times when Congress bills out all these different banks, all right, and bills out all these different companies. Where do you think they get the money for that from? Okay. At the moment that they need the money, they have to go and borrow it from the Federal Reserve, which, remember, that's privately owned. So what do these elites do? They print the money, right? They print the money and then they lend it to them, all right, with interest. Okay, so once they lend it, Congress uses it for whatever they got to do. But when they're paying it back, now they're in debt because it's a whole lot of money, but they pay it back with taxpayer money. And number two, Congress isn't going to come out and say that the Federal Reserve is privately owned and this is what they're secretly doing, because Congress is a part of it, and that would make them look bad as well. Okay, so now they're basically in debt, all right, to what these elites say. And guess what? America's not the only place where this is happening. There's other, Europe especially, where these elites go there, all right, these rich bankers, they go there, they set up their banks, and then they basically sit back, all right, lend the money to them and start controlling them. That's why I believe it was Mayor Amschel Bauer who said, "Give me control over a nation's money, and I care not who makes the laws," because he understood that if he's in control of the money, he makes the laws, man. All right. But continuing, it says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. So they'll come up with these different plans and different agendas, and then they'll push it forward. But here's one way they do it: by gradualism. Okay, so let me read the simple definition of gradualism real quick. It says gradualism, the hypothesis that no, Slovakia. It says a policy of gradual reform rather than sudden change or revolution. Okay, because they understand that if they were to just come suddenly, okay, people would be like, people would catch on and revolt, all right, or be in a state of chaos right away. So what do? They slowly but surely, get you there, okay. They slowly but surely, they're not going to turn the water from hot to cold just like that. No, they're going to turn it nice warm. So guess what? Your body's adjusting to the temperature as it's turning. Next thing you realize, you're in some cold water. You're like, what the hell? Didn't I start with hot water? Okay, but that's what they do, man, through gradualism. So that's how they achieve a lot of their agendas and their goals. They move slow, and then they're patient with it. All right, and so they push slow, so slow that you don't notice, man. They move little inches, little inches, little inches. So you don't see them moving, but you see that, hold up, they went from here to here, but I didn't see them move. And that's their thing, secrecy, man. They move in the shadows, okay? And by the time people realize, it's going to be too late, okay? So gradualism is something that they a method that they use, okay, to push towards that new world order, that new world agenda, okay? But an example would be these shootings, okay? All right, Jake getting gunned down in the streets. Guess what? When that first happened, everybody was in an uproar about it. Protests going left and right. Everybody was going crazy. But now it's sort of sounding like common news. Oh, he got shot. Yeah, damn, man, we live in a crazy world. Damn, that's crazy, man. And it's to those immediate family members and friends, it's very devastating. But to other people now, it just sounds like a statistic, because they've done it so much and so slowly that it's become a norm. People have been desensitized to it. All right, so you're getting used to that. The same thing with the mark of the beast technology. You see how they're pushing it slowly but surely, slowly but surely. Next thing you know, they had the chip in the card. Now, I believe Amazon is coming out with this thing where you wave your hand, all right, as a way of payment or identification or something like that. So they're getting you used to hearing the talk of the chip, or getting used to seeing things like that. So when they instill it, it's not something that's just out of the woodwork. Let me read this other one here. This is the silent weapon. Okay, so it says descriptive introduction of the silent weapon. All right, and it's gonna break down what it is. So it says everything that is expected from an ordinary weapon is expected from a silent weapon by its creators, but only in its own manner of functioning. Okay. So it says it shoots situations instead of bullets. Just like a gun shoots bullets, the silent weapon shoots situations, propelled by data processing instead of chemical reaction or explosion. Okay, it says so the situations aren't just like bullets are shot by that reaction. All right, that propels the bullet to come out of the gun. Guess what? What the thing that propels the situation to be shot out of the silent weapon is the data. Okay, like it says here, data processing, and that's what these elites do. They use something called order abkeo, or problem reaction solution. Okay, so they'll cause a problem and gather data on how people react to that problem, and then they'll shoot a certain situation. So whatever their goal is, now they know what kind of situation to shoot and where to shoot it in order to get the desired effect or the desired reaction from the public. Okay, all this while trying to maintain their cover. So it said originating from bits of data instead of grains of gunpowder. Okay, so you gather, they gather the data, okay, and then process the data, and then it shoots forth the situation. All right, it says from a computer instead of a gun. All right, just like in a computer, you would input the data, the computer processes it all, and it gives you an outcome. It says operated by a computer programmer instead of a marksman. See, so you know how you shoot, you have somebody who need to shoot the gun, All right, the gun isn't just gonna up and shoot itself, but in this case, you have people who type in and input the data. Okay, it says instead of a marksman, under the orders of banking magnate instead of a military general. Okay, so just like you have a military general, right? He doesn't physically shoot the gun, but he gives the orders for the soldier or the marksman to grab the gun, right? Which it has the gunpowder, and then that due to that explosion or that chemical reaction, when he pulls the trigger, the bullet is able to go out of the gun. Guess what? And with a silent weapon, you have an elite banker or a rich top head Edomite who gives the order to these scientists and these programmers, all right, who know how to get, they study how everything functions, and guess what? They input certain data, okay, and then the data is processed, and then once that data is processed, guess what? It shoots forth a situation, so they know when to perform certain acts, when to do certain things, where to shoot if they wanna direct you the other way, okay, just to keep you in that line, man. So it says, and here's the thing. That's the thing about silent weapons is that, well, like I'm about to read it. It says it makes no obvious explosive noise. All right. If you were, and that's why they invented things like silencers. See, if you were to shoot a gun and it made no noise, but it just killed somebody, guess what? If you were to shoot somebody and nobody saw it, they wouldn't panic. The reason people panic, all right, is when they hear gunshots, when they hear it. Okay. That's like the main thing. What happens when they hear that? Pow! Oh, everybody's ducking. Yo, whoa, what's going on? They're crawling, all this extra stuff. But why? Because of that obvious explosive noise. Okay, so if there's no noise, then the chances of you being aware of what's going on are less, right? If there was a shootout going on, right, and let's say you were on your phone and you didn't see anything, if you don't hear the bullets flying, you might just walk in the middle of it. See? So it says, causes no obvious physical or mental injuries, all right, and does not. So if somebody was to get shot, but you don't see them bleeding, and you heard no gunshot, okay, would you're not gonna? It's not gonna be something that's noticeable right off the top. It says, and does not obviously interfere with anyone's daily social life. Okay, so because of that, everybody just it's as though it's not happening. All right. Yet it makes an unmistakable noise, causes unmistakable physical and mental damage, and unmistakably infers, all right, or Salaki, interferes with the daily social life, unmistakable to a trained observer who knows what to look for. And that's and guess what? The water to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai are able to see these things. And that's why we're out there warning our people. It tells you in the book of Proverbs, how long these simple ones will you love simplicity. We're telling them to wake up. We're telling them what's going on around, how they're being shot by the silent weapon and they're living in it without noticing. But because we woke up out of the matrix, now we can see it. Oh, so this is what's, okay. And we're trying to warn them because we know what to look for. So when these elites come out and do these different things, these false flags and all these different situations, right, that they shoot forth from their silent weapon, based on the data that they've gathered, we see it all, okay? And to us, we hear the noise. We see the damage, It says, the public cannot comprehend this weapon and therefore cannot believe that they are being attacked and subdued by a weapon. And that's why these elites' power is secrecy, okay? Because if you can't see it and you can't hear it, then to you, it doesn't exist. If you can't smell it, if you're not aware of it, then it doesn't exist, right? Okay, unless it's brought to your attention, you're like, oh shoot, wow, that's been there the whole time. Oh, I never noticed that. Okay, it says the public might instinctively feel that something is wrong. I always knew. When I saw those chemtrails, man, I was like, yo, what is that, yo? But like, it is what it is, man. I didn't even know what that was, so I just kept pushing. But on instinct, you can tell something might not be right. But like it says here. But that is because of the technical nature of the silent weapon. They cannot express their feeling in a rational way or handle the problem with intelligence. Therefore, they do not know how to cry for help and do not know how to associate with others to defend themselves against it. You see? So instead, they just brush it aside like it doesn't exist. It's Shalom out here. It says, when a silent weapon is applied gradually, back to gradualism, okay, the public adjusts / adapts to its presence and learns to tolerate its encroachment on their lives until the pressure becomes too great and they crack up. Once again, going back to the boiling frog method. You put the frog in water and you slowly turn up the heat. Guess what? As you're gradually turning up the heat, because the goal is to get from cold to hot, to boil the frog. But you're not going to do it just like that. You're going to do it slowly. So as you're doing it, guess what? Naturally, it's adapting to it, right? It's adapting to the temperature, and it's not really realizing it because your body is trying to maintain homeostasis. It's trying to maintain that balance. So if it gets cold, your body shivers so you can maintain that balance. If it gets hot, your body sweats so you can maintain that balance. So guess what? Those are all forms of adjusting so that you don't really notice, all right, the difference or the change in environment. So your brain, all right, and your body, and due to the conditioning that's going on, guess what? People don't notice as they're being shot by the silent weapon because it's being applied gradually. So their body and their mind is adjusting and adapting to the presence, okay? And going on, it says, and learns to tolerate its encroachment on their lives until the pressure becomes too great and they crack up. So when by the time the frog realizes, damn, this shit hot, it's dead, okay? And guess what? By the time these people wake up, it's gonna be too late for them, man. It says, therefore, the silent weapon is a type of biological warfare. It attacks the vitality, options, mobility of the individuals of a society by knowing, understanding, manipulating, and attacking their sources of natural and social energy and their physical, mental, and emotional strengths and weaknesses. That's why they created social media, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. It's to gather information, gather data, okay? That's why they put you in schools and teach you certain things. That's why they inject you with certain vaccines, feed you certain foods, do certain things to your environment, put you in certain specific locations because they're studying you. Why do you think the projects is called the projects? Because it's a project, okay? They study you, all right? They see what makes you tick, what makes you happy, all of those different things, so they can shoot, all right, the correct situation to get their desired effect from you. Because they know if I want you to do this, just like if you want a dog to roll over, guess what? You train him so when he rolls over, you give him a treat. So now you know how to get the dog to roll over. In his mind, all he's getting is a treat. So yeah, it's no big deal. All right, but that's how these elites move, man, and that's why the whole thing with the immigrants. Guess how they started it? Oh, they're attacking the border, blah 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 blah. You know, and then slowly but surely. Right? Slowly but surely. Oh, they're coming over. So Trump sends troops there. Oh, slowly but surely, next thing you know, they start detaining them. Slowly but surely, next thing you know, you got ICE agents going around doing raids. Slowly but surely, they're turning it into a military state. Now you literally have people in FEMA camps, but it's slowly but surely happening. So by the time you realize it, your ass is in a FEMA camp. And you're looking around you, and all you're seeing is a militarized state. Okay? You seen, guess what? And then another example, these cops. Nowadays, you see them with some heavy artillery, right? They look a little more like SWAT troops and less like Dunkin' Donuts coffee drinking cops, right? So now you're getting used to that, okay? That's how they're doing it, man. They're systematically programming you and designing your mind, all right, to be docile to these different things. And if you don't notice it, you can't act upon it until it's too late, okay? And that's what's coming to a lot of these people, man. Let me see what other scriptures I had. Right. This is and guess what, man? Esau planned all this out. Okay, these elites, man, they sat down, all right, and they planned all this out because they understood that listen, man, with the condition Jake is in, Jake is willing to believe anything, man. So long as they're able to make it look like it's authentic. So this is Luke chapter 16, verse 8. And the Lord commended the unjust steward because he had done wisely. For the children of this world are in their generation wiser than the children of light. Who are the children of light? The Israelites. Okay. But the children of Israel, being Esau and these elites in this generation, all right, with the excluding of the prophets, guess what? They're wiser than the children of light, because they're coming up with these different plans. The scriptures tell you what? They're wiser than Daniel. All right. They set up surveillances everywhere. There's nothing that is hid from him. So they see everything you do. They set up all these different scenarios. They plan all these different things, man. Okay. These elites, they study the scriptures. Okay. They read the prophecies. They watch us. All right. And they're making plans, taking strategies, building up strategies and all that. All right. To really put you Israelites into subjection, man. And that's why we're the biggest threat, because if not for us, through the spirit and power of the Most High, or in the name of Yahushua, guess what? There would be no problem for them. They'd be like, everybody else is a dumbass. But now we got these people sounding the alarm, man. Golly, man, we were so close. But these news, man, they out here, waking people up. And that's the problem for them, man. Because if the Lord had not woke us up to this truth, all right, woken up as prophets, everybody else would have just been a sheep led to the slaughter. But being that we're seeing it, we're like, oh, shoot, yo, wake up, hold up. Look what's going on. People are like, oh, shoot, wait, let me stop. Let me turn around. Now Esau's like, no, hold on, don't turn around. But they're not trying to hear it. Because the scriptures say the elect will not be deceived. And that's why Esau is mad. And because he's mad, let me finish it with this precept. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12. Okay, verse 12, because it makes sense that the Lord said, when the gospel is preached and all the elect are woken up, all hell's going to break loose, because Esau is going to bring a lot of that hell too. You know why? Because he's going to be like, all right, hold on. Too many people are waking up. Nobody's listening. Forget this. I'm not doing this deception stuff no more. All right, now I'm taking off the mask, and I'm going to use force. Now we really about to turn things up. Because I'm gonna get my new world order, whether you with it or not. That's Esau's mindset. So he's gonna get real carnal real soon. All right. So all these different tests that they're performing, the Google outages, the Instagram down, and all that. Guess what? It's leading to something. It's not just random. Okay, and it's happening more and more frequently. This economic talk, the stock market is doing bad one time, then you just stop hearing about it. These diseases out of nowhere, there's an outbreak here. How the hell the black plague gonna come out and then you just don't hear about it anymore? It's all a test, man. Okay. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, meaning destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right. So in his mind, he's like, look, we got to get this thing going now, man. And that's why these devils, these elites, man, they're moving so quick. Okay. And lately, man, all I've been seeing everywhere is this little construction stuff, man. Apparently out of nowhere, they want to be fixing everything now. I don't know if you noticed, but almost everywhere you go, they're digging the ground, they've blocked off certain parts, and they're doing construction. Why is it that out of nowhere, everywhere needs construction now? But hey, once again, man, the scriptures tell you these devils, they never have anything good on their mind. So we're definitely entering into that time, all right, of Jacob's trouble and the wrath of the Most High through Esau, all right, and other means. Okay, but I'm going to end it here. Okay, Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rechak Kodash. Okay, until next time, Shalom.